What's up, Florida State fans? This is Brian Smith. I'm going to do a quick update as I am on the road. I'll explain here in a second. But first things first, this is going to be a 5-minute podcast basically about what Florida State has coming up, what they need to do, and what has to happen for them to get to where they need to go. So this is a 3-game look, just 3. They got Virginia Tech this week. They also have a game against Syracuse and then Duke. What do those 3 teams all have in common? Mobile quarterbacks, not something Florida State has exactly done well against, but that should be a motivator. And that's why I'm doing this podcast. If trying to increase your overall ability to get better is not a motivator by itself without Norvell or anybody else on that coaching staff getting after you, then you're at the wrong place. You should not be in Tallahassee. Florida State has plenty of talent. I think we can all agree on that. But the next 3 games will be unique. I've got a couple of things I just real quick want to kind of note from a stat standpoint. So I'm on the road, by the way. I helped out a buddy who couldn't cover the game last night. I'm in just outside Durham. I covered the Duke Notre Dame game for him. Godspeed to him. He could not make it for medical reasons. But I'll talk about Duke in a second. But the upcoming game against Virginia Tech has changed for me a little bit. It's really unique. Sometimes things just happen in the middle of the season. Kyron Drones. This is not just a mobile quarterback, but it's a big old dude. He's from the Houston area, Pearland, on the south side. 230-some pounds. He can throw it a little bit, but like downhill will run you over. You have to take good angles, all those things. He's not, necessarily a burner per se, but at the same time, he's good enough. If Florida State screws around, it could be like the Boston College game. They slept through that whole game pretty much. We can all agree on that as well. This is a good player, and he also has a receiver that's coming on too. Another big receiver, 6'5", 215. Florida State needs to fix that too. They've had some moments against receivers were really good, and then they've had some not so good. We need to figure out this Jekyll and Hyde situation for Florida State's receivers. I think that's the first thing. But then they play Garrett Schrader, who's a more experienced guy, a really good quarterback the week after. And Syracuse is down not 1, but 2 guys that have a chance to make NFL rosters at some point as pass catcher. One's a tight end who's from Fort Lauderdale, ironically. That's unfortunate for them. But again, this is a situation. This is the same problem you had against BC. You need to figure that out. And then they play Duke, and this is the culmination of what I'm talking about. That game's – I don't care where the games are for the other 2, to be honest. Florida State should win if they're mentally focused. Being at home at Doak will help against Duke. I don't know if you've seen Riley Leonard got hurt on the very next to last play against Notre Dame. He got sacked, fumbled, and all that. And he got rolled up on. It was pretty ugly. I hope he's okay, but he does not do well under duress throwing the football. When he has a chance to run, though, and he's very savvy on when to time it up using fakes. He faked the crap out of Notre Dame several times last night. Very willing runner. And more importantly, this is the other side of the ball Florida State has to fix. We're going to find out if they're truly a playoff team against Duke, because their interior D-line, I can't believe I'm saying this, is elite. It is big time. They stuffed Notre Dame for most of the night. Notre Dame has multiple players up front that are going to get paid. They stuffed them for most of the night. Now, Estime had the touchdown at the end, and the linebacker completely overfilled from the booth. You could see it happen. Like, he's going to score. And he did. But their D tackles are elite. Florida State's run game right now stinks. It stinks. Notre Dame's run game is way better than Florida State's. If they do not get healthy, get Mo back at center, et cetera, this game, again, and that's if Riley Leonard doesn't play, Duke's not beating Florida State. But if he's healthy enough and can go and can run, he must be in full game run mode, whatever they need to call his number, because it's pivotal. They don't have a great offensive line. But if they can do that, they can make this close, because you're not going to run the ball much on Duke. Florida State needs to figure it out. But now they've got motivation. All 3 of these teams got quarterbacks that can move. They're all good enough to score. And they're also teams that can – we're going to see if Florida State can, quote-unquote, exercise a few demons from some recent performances. One last note. I am traveling back from North Carolina. Not a very fun drive. I usually upload podcasts at 4:30 in the morning. So anybody that runs, jogs, bikes, whatever in the morning can have something to listen to. Monday's podcast will not be up until afternoon at the earliest, maybe even early evening. I'm going to get caught up on some things that I got caught off guard not being able to do this weekend because I'm traveling. So it'll be back up tomorrow. And then on Tuesday, it'll be back to a regular slate. On Friday, for those of you who didn't see it on the YouTube channel, I went and saw Luke Kromenhoek play on Friday night, met with him and his dad, great family. Benedictine treated me fantastic up in Savannah, great people. That is how you do it. They tailgate like it's a Florida State game. It's crazy. Florida State's quarterback coach was there. Just great environment. And I have a lot of things positive to say about Luke, that family, and what's coming for Florida State. That'll be a podcast that I'm either going to do on Monday or Tuesday. I'm not sure the order how I want to do it yet, but it'll be one of the 2 days. And I guarantee you Florida State fans are going to enjoy that. So with that, everybody come back and check us out. We'll be back on a normal schedule here very, very soon. I appreciate y'all, and thank you very much.